Hey everyone, welcome to a video guide on the Room of Consciousness instance. This is also known as the Bijou instance. This is part of the Royal Banquet quest, and you'll want to do the Royal Banquet quest before you can do this daily. The first time you complete it, you'll get a little bit of extra honor badges, but every day afterwards, you'll be able to do this for a smaller amount. But you'll talk to Heinrich to get permission to access the instance, and then you'll go talk to Nylum, and he will take you to the staging room. The reason you'll do this instance is because it will allow you to get honor badges that you can turn in for flattery and abusive robes, or you can use them to enchant flattery and abusive robes. You will want to do this because they can definitely be the best in slot armor for your class, pretty much any class that you play. If you want to see what enchantments you can get on the robes, a link to those will be in the description below, and there will also be a link to the description of the flattery and abusive robes themselves without the enchants. So once you get into the instance, you'll see that some skeletons will spawn here in just a second, and you'll want to take these guys out. Just a heads up, pretty much everything in here is undead, so you'll want to bring a teddy bear shield. And I'm using a Valk shield because there are some elemental attacks that you'll want to reduce. So I do recommend Valk shield if you can afford it. Again, if you can't, just be a little bit more careful and bring some consumables with you. The gear that I'm using in the video is not super high end, other than the cylinder, which I've explained in previous videos. All of my genetics are built to use it. Since I do have it, I'm not just going to make a crappy genetic to waste a slot on my account for. So basically, the only thing that will affect is the speed at which you do the instance. It will not affect your ability to complete it. And if you are lacking in the DPS department, you can just drag the MVPs over to Fenrir and Iris, and they will do a little bit of extra damage to help you out. You'll just probably have to do it 3 or 4 times before the MVP is dead. My damage is actually pretty terrible in this video because I'm really not using that good of equipment. Normally I do like 120k with Cart Cannon on Bijou, and here you can see I'm only doing 60k. But yeah, your killing speed is the only thing that's affected, not your ability to complete the instance. Nothing in here really does too much damage to you if you're at least wearing a shield for it. I do bring a deadly just so that I don't get frozen by the Stormgust from Bijou. She also does Frost Diver, which is pretty obnoxious. Getting frozen just slows your kill speed and lowers your DPS. You'll notice that when she does cast the single target abilities, just for display only, you'll see that I kind of hide behind the pillars here. And if you break line of sight from the single target bolt skills, it just won't go off on you. So you can avoid a significant amount of damage that way. So something to keep in mind if you're struggling to complete the instance is you can hide behind the pillars to avoid the bolt damage, which is pretty much the highest damage that you're going to take throughout this process. Again, if you're using a Thanatos weapon, you should leech up your HP very easily and use very little consumables for the whole thing. But yeah, once you're completed with it, you'll go ahead and exit the instance to the west. Then you'll talk to Nylum. He'll take you back to modern day. I guess you kind of go back in time for this instance. It's one of those time travel ones. I don't understand why it makes sense in RO, but it does. That's kind of the direction they're going with it. Then you'll go and you'll talk to Heinrich, and he will give you your reward. Again, you can do this every day. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for this video. If you like it, please subscribe. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below, and I will try and get back to you. Thanks for watching.